is your friendly neighborhood soup lady, Caroline Wright. I'm here to cook another recipe from my Soup Club cookbook, which are recipes for the soup club I run in Seattle. It's one of my favorites. It's called Parsi squash, and it's just a really simple collection of ingredients. It has delicata squash. If you've never used it before, you don't have to peel it. So that's a nice surprise, and they're so pretty. An onion, some garlic, ginger. We've got some mung beans, red lentils, some chickpeas that I soaked overnight, and a mixture of spices. We have some coriander, cumin, turmeric, and cloves. I can't wait to start with you. Let's get started. We start with some coconut oil, a great place to start. And then to start, all it is just sweating an onion. So just nice and low heat. We season it with salt. Again, I say this every time, but I don't use broth or stock in any of my recipes. So it's important to season in stages so that you're drawing out all the flavor from everything that you're working with in that stage. And then when you change it again, you want to make sure that you bring the seasoning back up, because if you add water, you'll be like diluting it. So there we go. We're just going to let that cook for a few minutes until it's nice and tender. And then we add the remainder of our ingredients. All right, we're looking good. Our Parsi squash soup is moving along. Smells like onions and coconut oil. Delicious. So now what we do is we add our ginger, chopped ginger, and some garlic. Stir those in along with our spices. Again, it's turmeric, cumin, coriander, and some cloves. It's like a cheater, yummy curry powder. And then we, of course, have our delicata squash, which all I've done is cut them lengthwise, taken the seeds out, and then just cut them into like big 2-inch pieces. I love having chunky things in my soups because I feel like for vegan soup, it's just so nice to have something to like stick your spoon into that feels kind of hearty and meaty, the same satisfaction of that, but delicious. There we go. We're just going to add our soaked chickpeas and then our red lentils and mung beans. Our red lentils and mung beans are in there now, and I'm going to add this can of diced tomatoes. Then that's it. Then our water. And I'm going to season it generously with some salt because I just added a whole bunch of water. All we have to do is bring this to a boil, then lower the heat to simmer it until the chickpeas are done, really. And then at the end, we get to finish it with some spinach and some just like nice cider vinegar. That's going to be our acid. Oh, hey. So we're looking for that the chickpeas are tender, which I know that they are. You can test one just like this. Tender. And then, even off heat, I'm going to just turn it off. I'm going to add all this beautiful spinach. And it'll wilt right away. Just stir it in. This is most of a clamshell. The goal is to have nice big chunks of squash in them. So actually stirring it too much isn't the idea of what you want to do if you want to keep them all intact. So you can even cover it for a minute or two and then go back to it and it'll be nice and wilted. Just the heat of the soup will steam it. And then lastly, we add some cider vinegar. I finish all of my soups with acid, and I do put a measurement in the recipes. That's just to give you an idea of like how much I think is good, but really it's all about your taste and making the soup the way that you want it, but I wouldn't skip it. I know it seems maybe you've never done that before, but that's a game changer. So look at this beautiful soup. I'm so excited to try it. Here we go. So let me get a bowl. Oh, those huge pieces of squash. And you'll see that the skin of the delicata squash is just really tender. You can just, spoon right through it. This is Parsi squash. It's on page 21 of my Soup Club cookbook. And I'd love for you to follow along here on YouTube. Click below, like it, buy my cookbook so you can cook along with me next week, and I'll see you next week.